but such an impact on her teammates and on this program that it'll be hard to imagine life without her. But K-State's already had to experience that one game this year, Kristen. And listen, you want her back down on the court. I mean, evidence against this team last year. She scored 32 and 10 against Little Rock last year down there. But they understand what life may be like without her, and that is coming sooner than later. But she's been pretty focused on the here and now.
And that's one thing you can rely on from Yoki too. Just she's always got a good demeanor, a good mindset about her, and kind of being in the present moment. You've got a team full of returners who spent a season playing without her as well.
Shot clock winding down. The lob to Taylor, rushed a bit by Gisela Sanchez, and easy turnover taken away by Little Rock. So good defense by the Trojans here early. Somewhat frustrating K-State, and on the other end, Holman able to drop one in. So she's got 5 points.
Comes in, Holman does, averaging 7 points a game. Again, kind of referenced her a little bit, but the senior guard, one of those upperclassmen.
Sundell, a contested jumper, that won't go, and the Trojans get the rebound. So the tempo seems a little bit rushed. If you're K-State, Williams on the run, tried the outlet out to a 3 from Batista. Now she'll take it, it'll miss everything and go out. And other than the shots that have not always been high percentage looks, feel like Little Rock has started the game well if you're Steve Guido.
Yeah, I think moving the basketball well, being patient, being able to try and kind of penetrate and find gaps on the offensive end where they've been able to. You know, but for they've given some turnovers away here early on a little bit as well. But yeah, hanging right in there.
Defensively, at least to this point, it seems like it's the team that's given K-State the most problems.
And it's a different team, right? Like, it's much more aggressive, much more athletic, much more up in the grill of the players. So you've got to be able to handle pressure. You've got to be strong with the basketball.
2 turnovers right there in a row, almost for K-State. Sanchez. Both were the same sort of deal. Not very strong with the ball. Brooks hits the 3, and suddenly it's a 1-point game.
Brooks, another Ohio Valley Conference player to watch coming in. She was all conference a season ago.
Good recovery by Little Rock on the switch to the other side, and Side's 3-pointer is off the mark. So the Wildcats not shooting as well as they have to begin the season. A little cold to start today. 1 out of 4 behind the arc, 5 of 14 overall. That's just 36%. It's a team in K-State coming in shooting 51% for the field, 40% behind the arc. Another 3-pointer fired up by Brooks. That won't go. And K-State gets the ball. Jalen Glenn lets go a long 3. That's off the mark. K-State's missed their last 5 shots and hasn't scored in 3 minutes.
And just 1 of 5 from beyond the arc.
Step back jumper on the baseline, a difficult shot, and Glenn on the follow through fouls. That'll be the second on Jalen Glenn.
Faith Lee with just hard drive to the left. Creates some space. Such a tough shot to be able to guard, such a tough move to be able to guard.
So Lee, who's sporting some wrap and tape on her left thumb, will head to the free throw line, looking for her first points, and she gets the free throw to drop. This Little Rock team opened the year with a destruction of Cal Baptist, an NAIA school. We mentioned the overtime game with Arkansas, a game that they felt that they led away, and they got just destroyed at Auburn. Game where they lost by nearly 40 points. So looking for a little bit of a bounce back here today before they go to Missouri on Friday.
They've got a little bit of a murderer's row in terms of 3 games on the road. And then Arkansas at home, Arkansas, Auburn, K-State, Missouri.
Double comes on Poindexter. Sanchez hits the 3-pointers.
Good ball movement. K-State has had good success from the offensive perspective when they've got good ball movement, when the ball doesn't stick. And Sanchez that time ready to shoot.
Rebound got tapped out high. K-State was able to jump on it. Little Rock had led for the first time on the strength of a 7-0 run. All the baseline batted out. Will stay with K-State. 20 on the shot clock. Subs for both teams, including Ayoka Lee returning for K-State. and Sundell also back as well. Well, with this game being one of 2 in 3 days, with Milwaukee on Wednesday, kind of wondered how much K-State would use Aoka Lee and Sides, who are both nursing some nagging injuries as they try to, again, manage minutes for their superstar in Lee. And Lee, another and one inside. Little Rock wanted to travel as Lee caught it, had someone fly by her face, but apparently did not travel, and now back to the free throw line.
It's just such a tough look. It's a nice quick pass from Walker. 3 defenders around Lee. Does a good job of gathering herself, getting herself under, and finishing.
This time she does convert the three-point play. 8 points for Aoka Lee to go with 3 boards in 5 minutes. The other night, when she had the 28 points against Creighton, it came in only 16 minutes of play. And the ball that's out of bounds to K-State. Now the Wildcats on a 6-0 run the last minute or so, and Faith Lee right back into the game for Little Rock. So the point per minute efficiency rating for Aoka Lee off the charts to begin this year.
It was kind of a double take doing game prep. It's like, really? 12.6 minutes, that's all?
Crazy. Lee gets another rebound. This one off the miss of Poindexter, and Lee puts it in, and she's already in double figures.
Well, and it's where the height and the length for K-State has to start to take over a little bit in some areas, whether that's on the offensive glass or out on the perimeter defensively.
Lee pulled away for the basket here. Kind of a 5-out look for Little Rock, but it doesn't work out. Another rebound for the Wildcats. Closing this first quarter on an 8-0 run. Final 30 seconds. Sundell nearly threw that one away. Poindexter with her length brings it down. Shot clock and game clock almost identical. Walker driving to the lane. Tough shot and one!
That's what she can do. Used to getting the ball. She got a quick first step. Gets downhill. It kind of looked like she was trying to decide, do I go right? Do I go left? Just a between the legs. Good body control to kind of regain some composure, and the strength again from Walker to get it up, draw the foul, and finish.
So Walker finishes off the three-point play, and now she's at 8 points. So Walker and Lee have done the heavy lifting, and K-State on an 11-0 run here the last 90 seconds after starting a bit cold from the field. Brenna Burke, the freshman, with the ball. Final 10 seconds of the quarter. Burke, let's go a three-pointer. Just short. Rebound Sanchez. Sanchez gets bumped. Ahead it goes to Zy Walker. Half-court shot on its way. Good if it went. And it.
So they rebounded well that back half of the first quarter and really dominated in the paint. 14-4 advantage.
Little Rock, kind of a sagging zone here for K-State. Amani Lester's in the game. She finds Moffitt, who tried to reverse an up and in or maybe pass out of that. We got it knocked away. Wildcats with their third turnover. Little Rock back the other way. So a little bit of a junk defense look there from Little Rock. We'll see how that plays out the rest of this quarter. Lee getting a breather. She has 10 points, 4 boards for K-State. Could have been a foul out high on Faith Lee as Sundell went after the shot, but no call. K-State quickly back the other way. Here's Walker, who had 8 points in the first quarter. Behind the back pass to Sundell, turns down the shot. Serena now driving all the way to the basket, and the 6'2" point guard lays it in.
But she's just done a good job, Sundell has. Again, 48% from the floor, so doing a nice job of just a good decision maker. Do I stay and shoot the three? Do I put it on the floor and try and get to the rim?
Up the Nancy Lieberman Award, which is given annually to the nation's top point guard. There's a bunch of great ones in this league. As Lester able to get the rebound. But Serena, in her final year, again, not being asked to do a whole lot because of the other weapons on this team. You wonder how that maybe helps unlock her a little bit. Good pass inside, but just off the hands of Lester. Good recovery. I think that was Shug Williams that came over and got on the eye line of Lester.
Maybe got a hand on it too, kind of deflect it. But you talk about, it does. It kind of takes the pressure off when you've got Poindexter scoring the way she's come in to score. I think you see that with Jalen Glenn too. Like just the confidence, kind of the pressure is off to have to be that sole person beyond the arc to go and get a basket.
And suddenly you have Walker that also is able to bring the ball up. I mean, Sundell doesn't have to be the person doing it all. Right here, she's left open, takes the jumper, misses. The rebound of the Trojans. Shug Williams in the lane, gets defenders in the air with a nice shot fake and then lays it off the glass. Don't see many shot fakes anymore these days.
Not a lot, but just, again, a great crossover, a great dribble move to get herself open, to get some space, and then the shot fake, get two defenders out of position.
Poindexter, hand down in front of her. She takes it, but just 1 of 7 to start the game for Poindexter. An unusual slow start for her shooting-wise.
And that's where, too, she's had some fast starts, which have been kind of great defense with her.
Sundell with a block shot. Walker got nearly a steal coming inside. But back to your point, Poindexter with his fast starts.
But seeing the ball go in becomes contagious for others. But again, she's been a tough defender. The length that she brings on the defensive end, too. It's really kind of coming into her own.
Little Rock just 5 of 20 from the field right now. Another tough shot by Lee won't go. Lester to the rebound. K-State really hoping to see Amani Lester take a step forward here in non-conference play, providing more depth in the post behind Lee. Sundell driving on Brooks. Couldn't quite hit the layup. Rebound being battled, won by the Trojans.
K-State leaving some points out there in the lane, getting some good looks.
Just layups alone going down. This game would be a 20-point lead. Williams fouled on a swipe by Sides. That'll be her first.
Williams is one that we haven't really talked about, hasn't really gotten the accolades, but 11 points a game, 6 boards a game. Again, one of fifth-year player, first 3 seasons at Oakland, so she's an experienced player that's got a good amount of games under her belt. 18 points against Arkansas.
Let's go to Hannah Weston, who's got more on Shug Williams for Little Rock.
Thanks, Brian. Head coach Steve Weedor describes Shug Williams as a leader for this team. He says she's a little bit of both a vocal leader and someone who leads by example. He says she's definitely a player that the girls look up to and that they respect. When things aren't going well, she likes to get this team together to talk. He says she's done a good job as a leader for this team.
What you want your point guard to do. Sundell left open, can't hit. Maupin the rebound, puts it up and one.
We like that aggressiveness from Maupin. Strong on the offensive board and no hesitation to go right back up. Again, Maupin, one, just kind of figuring out pace, kind of figuring out timing, figuring out strength. And in this junior season, she's got to continue to make plays like that as she comes off the bench. Great finish.
There have been games where Maupin's athleticism has just taken over. Who will ever forget the Baylor game last year without Lee? K-State goes down to Waco and wins, largely because Maupin went just crazy and had herself a double-double. Lee in the inside gets fouled from behind before the pass came in. That will be on Parker.
K-State again gets good action from side to side and moving the basketball and not letting it stick, and it allows Lee a defense, it beats the defense, and gets her in some good ISO.
Inbound play, Maupin curls and scores.
Well, great execution, and again, strong on the finish. She catches in traffic.
Maupin, who in practice puts on a show by dunking quite a bit. Haven't quite seen that in the game yet. A running joke is who will get that first. She can get a run out. Maupin baseline here, trying to tightrope the sideline. Sides, let's go elite, a long three, and it's tipped up and in by Ayoka Lee. Lee 5 of 7 from the field, now 12 points, 7 boards in just 7 minutes.
An offensive glass for K-State, 8 offensive boards early on.
All the way up to Walker.
Nice recovery there from Shug Williams.
That'll be an illegal screen on Lee. Lee was trying to set it up for Glenn, but just kept moving in, and Lee will get hit with her first personal foul. Second on the Cats here in this quarter. Parker at 6'3" will come out. An undersized post Anna Marie Batista in at 6'1". That'll probably mean Lee will come out. No, it'll be Maupin. Sanchez in for her. State starting to warm up a little more from the floor after a struggle to start the game. Little Rock led 13-12, but since that point, Kansas State on a dominant run. Holding Little Rock to just 4 points. Lee's outlet pass stolen away. She tried to hit Walker. Elena Payne underneath. Williams another shot fake underneath the basket and has 8 points.
That time Little Rock has K-State spread and kind of off the turnover, just a nice fine backdoor cut. And that is where
in Bristol, Connecticut tonight. They got us back on the air, so we're thankful for them. And now we're off and running here. K-State in the middle of an 8-5 second quarter, but a larger 19-5 run dating back to the first. Side strips Faith Lee on a good defensive play. And K-State forces yet another turnover by Little Rock. Zy Walker in the corner. Couldn't hit the three. K-State ice cold today from behind the arc, 2 of 11. Shug Williams trying to make K-State pay on the other end. Gets her own follow, but is fouled, and she'll head to the free throw line. Williams has been a force for the Trojans.
Just so explosive on the dribble drive. Great handle. Kind of picks and chooses her ability to be able to get to the rim, and then they're staying active on the offensive glass. Been running a 5-out, really testing K-State's on-ball defense, and for the most part doing a nice job of keeping the dribble in front, but Williams continues to be a little bit problematic for the Cats.
Points in the paint still heavily in favor of K-State, 22-8. They've lived there because of Ayoka Lee's dominance early, but no three-pointer going down here to start. How does K-State manage the first time this year without that outside shot going down? Williams in double figures with 10. Taryn Sides will run the point for the Wildcats here. Sides left open. Let's go with 3 and hits.
Well, just a nice return pass from Zy Walker. And again, Sides catching and shooting in rhythm. Another one of the players that has, in Sides, has become a little bit more consistent. And again, you mentioned it earlier, just 3 games in, right? But you like to see the ball going through the hoop.
Williams inside on Lee, had the shot blocked perhaps from behind. Walker leading the break the other way. Shovels out the Sides, who wants to get off another one. Instead, recognizes Lee inside, and Lee lays it in. And a timeout for Little Rock. The three-point shot goes in for Sides. One thing that you know well, Kristen, from your days playing, shooters shoot. You got to keep shooting even when it's not going in. Yeah,
and you have to, because that's part of the flow of offense. And if you're not ready to take that shot, it's almost more detrimental to the offense than if you aren't and you're not ready. But again, some good ball movement, some good patience. Get that outside shot to go, and then that opens up the inside.
Well, and this basket last from Ayoka Lee. She moved into second on the all-time scoring chart here at K-State, moving up ahead of Nicole Oldie, the great Nicole Oldie, long-time WNBA star. So Lee now getting ever closer to Kendra Wecker in the all-time record. Yet another career mark that'll go with Lee, who will have her jersey in the rafters beyond just the 61 that hangs up there from the single game scoring record. There's Poindexter returning to the lineup for K-State. Lee in her 7th and final year. So you look at some of the greats, Wecker, Oldie, part of that 03-04 group. But also had one Kirsten Gretham-Waller in the middle of that group in that run.
That's no championship, but a Sweet 16 run, and that's got to be on the minds of this Wildcat team. Like this is a group that you get 2 rounds at home, hopefully, Like that's got to be a goal. That's got to be an expectation, I think, going in as you continue through this season.
We heard from Hannah earlier where she talked about Lee. The team has been open about that from the start. They're trying to stay in it, game to game, scout to scout, but they are also looking toward the end. By March, being a team that is competing for a Sweet 16 or more. A steal by Brooks, who leans into Lee to create the contact and get the foul. That's 2 on Lee.
Well, this is absolutely a Little Rock team who recovers quicker. They get back in transition quicker. And that Brooks read that pass from Sides. Different type of team, different style of team in terms of being able to recover and the explosiveness that they've got.
Sides in the open court is one that can make those passes. We saw last year where she was dealing dimes all over the place and had one of the best assist to turnover ratios in the country a season ago. That time she had someone open here on the wing. Perhaps that would have been the better pass. 2 free throws good by Brooks. That gives her 5 points. Little Rock, one of the last 10. Back to his zone. Trying to get it into Taylor, who's taking the place of Lee. Sides, let's go a 3-pointer. That won't go. Taylor just rips away the rebound, then has her shot block going up. Trojans back the other way with Holman, who's playing with 2 fouls. Holman crosses over her hands and loses the ball out of bounds. Ryan Hall, lead official tonight, says it is off of Sundell.
I think that's probably the right call. It looked like it bounced off Sundell's knee, but great defense to keep in front, to cut off the baseline and not give an easy look or give up a foul.
Brooks with the ball on the right wing, trying to get Faith Lee. Faith Lee traveled as she caught it. 2 minutes to go before the end of the half. It has not been a great shooting first half for K-State, but they have dominated because of their presence in the paint. 14 from Ayoka Lee. She already has a double-double. Sides open for a 3.
See, now the shooter's going to shoot. I would have shot that.
Maybe waiting for a better shot in the shot clock. It's Poindexter, and she'll hit it.
Comes around. Good ball movement. Way to stay patient.
Poindexter, who started the game 1 of 7, hits her first. Kind of hung there for a moment with her hand in the air to make sure it felt right. Sides with the near steal working on Williams. Lee, a guarded jumper, way off the mark. Rebound out of the ground to build tie up, and the arrow to K-State. And so the Wildcats will get the ball. Jeff Benny's team trying to go to 4-0 on the year. One more non-conference sort of mild test coming up with Milwaukee, and then the big showdown with Duke that'll be highly anticipated. Duke, a big win in South Dakota State this weekend up in Brookings. That's not an easy place to go play. Sanchez on the feed from Sundell could not get the reverse layup. Little Rock the other way. Here's Williams taking it strong to the basket. And an offensive foul sold by Karen Sides.
Well, it's a great job, great hustle from Sides to get back.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the old rules of yeah, she was moving. That's a
for sure. Shoulders were square.
That's right. Those don't count anymore.
To the offense.
And it did look like Williams put a shoulder into her, but man, that's a tough call.
I don't think Indy being an official in trying to figure that out.
Might have been just a no call. Makes it 41-22, and with that, K-State an 18-point quarter, so on the precipice of another 20-point frame. 11-second difference between game clock and shot clock. Faith Lee on the drive, runs into Taylor, and that'll be a foul on Kennedy Taylor. And that'll put Faith Lee at the free throw line, as that's the 5th foul on K-State in the quarter.
Taylor normally pretty good about moving her feet, keeping that dribbler, but kind of stopped right at her elbow. Maybe thought Lee was going to stop, but Lee continued on. exploded to the basket.
Taylor played against this Little Rock team a year ago with Missouri State. Had 5.7 boards in that game. Missouri State and Little Rock have played the last couple of years in a non-conference series. Lee missed the first. One more coming up. And she'll make the second.
Substitution for Little Rock.
Holman will come out with her 2 fouls, trying to protect her a little bit. And Ashley Lester, sophomore transfer from Florida Southwest State, is in. And K-State will hold for the final shot of this second quarter. Coming up at the half, we'll get to know Kennedy Taylor a little bit better. We'll also talk about this first half, take a look at the Big 12 if time permits. Shot clock down to 5. Extra pass finds Sides, steps around a defender, lets it go. It's way short, and the rebound up. It's the man-to-man of K-State. The Wildcats have not veered off of that man-to-man all season. Although you would see with their length that if they ever do go to a zone, that would be a difficult thing for teams to deal with. Missed shot here. Poindexter couldn't quite get the rebound, almost maybe running before she had it.
A little bit of a hesitation in her reaction to go and get the basketball.
So Little Rock able to come back with it. A rare second chance opportunity. Here's Brooks sensing Walker on her hip. Shot clock under 5. Williams contested, throws it up at the basket, misses, and another loose ball that lands with Little Rock.
Well, and that time hesitation between a couple of different Wildcat players, both going after the basketball.
Brooks just inside the top of the circle. Can't hit, rebound to Lee. So 3 looks on the opening possession for Little Rock, and now a senseless foul out high by Brooks will be the first infraction of the third.
Well, and K-State's defense really has been pretty solid tonight, holding the Trojans to just 20% from the floor, 22%. They hit those first 2 threes right off the bat and finished 2 of 9.
Lob from Sundell to Lee, and again rushed the shot. Just a tick off tonight. K-State's been so locked in the first 3 games. For whatever reason, a hair off here tonight against Little Rock.
A little sped up, maybe. I think this is a pretty athletic, pretty active team in Little Rock.
And again, we're going by degrees here. I mean, K-State's up 18 points, right? So it's not, you know, it's all relative. But comparative to what we've seen, whistle away from the ball as Lee got mixed up with Parker. And Parker will get hit with a foul.
But it's also being able to handle pressure, kind of handle that physicality, because you know the physical nature of the game will continue to increase as the season goes along, and so you can't be surprised by that.
Not at all. I mean, you look ahead to what's on the horizon. Duke, a team that plays kind of like West Virginia, full court press, all up in your face the entirety of the time. So that's coming a week from today. Kind of to your point, there will be teams with better players, more athletic, and again, really causing issues. Blocked by Walker. Here comes Sides leading the break. Sides wanted Poindexter to cut in. Instead, she'll just drop a little teardrop for a basket herself.
Agility and her ability to kind of maneuver through traffic can get her a look, too.
Terribly difficult shot by Lee. Lee has struggled to get off against K-State. She is 0 of 8 from the field. And open the night talking about the leading scorer for the Trojans. She has been shut down by K-State. Dangerous pass by Poindexter, stolen away by Holman. Shot blocked by Poindexter, couldn't quite get the loose ball. Holman inside of Glenn, wild shot, that won't go. The rebound to K-State. Tempo up, here come the Cats. Poindexter hard through the lane, hangs, shoots, missed it. And the rebound to the Trojans. Shug Williams will wait for her teammates to set up shop. Faith Lee, deflected pass by Aoka Lee. Glenn has the ball stripped away. And the Wildcats already with 3 turnovers here in this third quarter. If anything, it feels like the Trojans have ramped up the aggression. And that'll be out of bounds to K-State. Oh, I don't know about that. And flip it, it'll be K-State basketball.
Well, it's one of those things as the offensive team, you can't let the defense dictate, obviously. And if you're the defensive team, that's what you want to do. You want to dictate the pressure, you want to dictate the physicality, but offense has the challenge of trying to stay poised, trying to stay strong.
Lob into Lee again, doubled. She'll go to the reverse side. And it feels like just that. Collect yourself and go up.
Take a beat.
Easy for us to say.
We don't have 3 defenders over here.
That's right.
Hanging off of us.
In Big 12 play, though, K-State often does beat people because of the quick ability to catch and score. That ball stays high the whole time. Jump stop. That's kind of a crazy look by Holman, but they get the foul on Lee. This will be her 3rd, and it is.
Tough dribble drive by Holman, too. Left-handed player going to the right as she brings the shot back over right into the heart of the defense. This had a couple of Little Rock guards being able to use their body and really draw that contact and initiate that contact against Lee. Pull her up the lane just enough to where she's got to defend the drive to the basket.
Faith Lee will make the first, or Holman, I should say, makes the first. 8 points for Holman. All the scoring today has been from the starting group for Little Rock. Loose ball rebound to K-State's Jalen Glenn, who has averaged 5 rebounds a game here in the early going of the season. Glenn fouled from behind. That'll be on Holman. That's her 3rd. Trojans getting a little more physical here in the 3rd quarter. They were letting them kind of play that time too much. Holman coming through Glenn. And Taylor into the game in place of Lee. Sides trying to keep Brooks on her hip. Shot clock at 10 for Walker. Tough pass inside, and Taylor being held. I think that's on Parker, and it is, and that's going to be her 3rd. So 2 starters now with 3 fouls with the Trojans.
Well, and you see a little bit more dribbling from the K-State offense instead of crisp passes side to side, and that's, again,
Taylor trying to reverse up and in, wanted to get a call, but didn't get the whistle.
not going to be able to just stand and receive.
No. Knocked away by K-State's Glenn. Mentioned it before, K-State's defense, the reason why they've dominated play. I mean, only 45 points here in the third. This is a team that averages close to 87 a game in K-State. Walker just goes in and steals it away from Faith Lee. Walker coast to coast.
Well, nice job from Walker staying with it. Glenn gets the initial deflection. Walker comes away with it. Just, again, the strength to get it away out front. Averages about 2 steals a game. That number's up a little bit.
Sides with a near steal. Faith Lee, tough shot, not close. Walker wanted to get a pass to Sides, but couldn't quite find the angle. Top of the circle, Taryn Sides, short. Taylor had the rebound, but won't be able to hold on to it, and we head to a timeout. K-State 14 from K-State this season. They do have a number of players with 5 points or more, and 2 in double figures already. As Hannah mentioned, that's Faith Lee finally getting one of those tough jumpers to drop. That's her first field goal of the game. Glenn on the other end, wide open, can't hit it. Sanchez sells a foul underneath. That'll be on Lee, Faith Lee, and that's the 5th foul on Little Rock, so Sanchez will get some free throws out of this.
Sanchez has won almost 6 points a game. One of those players that, again, you like, comes in, knocks down a 3. You'd like to see that consistency. You like to see that production from Gisela coming off the bench.
Second by Sanchez goes. 4 points for Gisela off the bench. K-State's bench has 13 points. Little Rock 0 bench points scoring to this point. Holman playing with 3 fouls. Out to Brooks. Neither team has shot the 3 well, so both are giving that at times. Long 2 here, up and in. So Lee just needed 1 shot to go, and finally now starting to see it dropped.
Well, that's usually how it works, right? It's like you've got to see the ball go in the basket, whether that's getting an easy look.
Sanchez, not a bad shot from the elbow, but couldn't get it to go. Out of bounds off of Kennedy Taylor.
Substitution for Little Rock, number 23.
Game, and that 30 of those points are between Taylor and Poindexter. So you're talking about your 2 newcomers kind of making a splash and being productive right off the bat. And again, 3 games in, right? You kind of expect some of those numbers maybe to flatten out.
Sides, great pass up ahead to Walker, who lays it in.
Well, and where Kennedy Taylor has been so good too is being active, being around the ball, and that time comes away with the steal, kind of knocks it loose to get the break going.
Quick shot by Little Rock results in K-State turning it up the other way. Sides up ahead to Glenn. Lobs down to Taylor. And that's her first basket.
Taylor comes in averaging almost 15 points. But again, you've kind of seen her kind of settle in as games have gone on, kind of adjusting to that, to the speed of play, to the physical play.
Williams has the ball knocked away by Jalen Glenn, picked up by Sides, running ahead with Walker. Sides, no look pass. Walker couldn't hit it. Follow by Sanchez, doesn't go, but a foul will put Gisela at the free throw line. Boy, the speed of Sides and Walker on the court at the same time, that's something that K-State has not had in a long time.
No, I think there's some times where both of them are kind of looking around going, all right, who's running with me? Like let's go, let's get up the floor. And Sides, I think it's just a little deceiving, the speed that she's got, because she just can find a way to accelerate and hit gaps and get the ball where it needs to go. But again, K-State starting, getting a turnover, and being able to get out and run and beat the Little Rock defense up the floor.
Sanchez with another free throw. That's 12 turnovers now for Little Rock. Jeff Mitty's team has outscored the Trojans 8-5 on the fast break. Maupin tips the rebound, and K-State another chance here. Sanchez guarded 3, was perhaps not the best shot. And the Trojans come away with that. Burke, the freshman, steps aside to a 3, couldn't hit it.
And Burke's really been a nice player for Little Rock. She's been unable to get going, kind of the opportunities that she's had on the floor.
Able to take the steal away here from Sides. Burke in transition, the freshman goes up, gets rejected by Walker, but a blocking foul on Walker.
Well, again, the little head and shoulder fake gets the defense up and out of position. And a smart move from Burke.
Some arm there, you can see there.
A little bit on the backside there, kind of swipe down. But again, smart play.
So Burke to the free throw line. For more on Brenna Burke, let's go to Hannah Whetstone.
Thanks, Brian. Guard Brenna Burke has already proven to be an asset to this Little Rock team as a freshman. Head coach Steve Weidor spoke highly of the newcomer, saying when she's at practice, she's locked in. He said she really has picked up on things and does everything that we ask of her as coaches. He said he's proud of the way the season has started for her and that they are very fortunate to have her on this roster.
3 threes in the opening game of her career against Central Baptist. Sides couldn't hit. Lester able to get the offensive rebound and put back.
That's just great work by Amani Lester. She's the one to set that screen to get Sides the shot opportunity, and then stays with the play, hustles down the lane to keep the offensive rebound and put back.
That's the type of play that gets you excited about Lester's future and hopeful that a corner could be turned this year. for the Wildcats. Holman, tough three, won't go. Rebound Maupin, final 25 seconds of this quarter. Winding down. A low-scoring third quarter. K-State just 14 points. Little Rock continuing to struggle from the field, have not been able to take advantage. Down to 5 seconds to go in the third. High post Maupin, down low Lester. Trying to fight through the double team, couldn't quite get a grip.
Right, to give them reps, to give them a little bit more chemistry of game time.
Set play out of the timeout. Lob for Maupin, who has to collect and lay it in. Maupin has 6.
Just they love the alley-oop, the over-the-top play to Maupin and just kind of let her fly and go up and get it.
Taryn Sides called for a hold on the other side, away from the ball. That'll be her second. Now Maupin, 6 points. The bench today for K-State, 20 points, only 2 for Little Rock. Those are the 2 free throws by Burke. Holman driving. Lester affects the shot and the loose ball to Sides. In transition again are the Wildcats. Sides hits Walker, corner 3, off the rim. There's Maupin, couldn't hang on. A foul on Little Rock.
Shots have been a little flat, not a lot of arch on the ball, kind of all the way around. Sides has missed a couple short. Not quite getting it there, not quite getting the ball above the rim.
Sundell the same. Sundell's only played a few minutes today, 16 minutes, getting an extended breather ahead of Wednesday's game. Her Sides on the inbound, couldn't quite hit it. Maupin out of nowhere to get the ball, puts it up and in.
Just great minutes, great production from Maupin. 8 points, 4 of 5. She got 5 boards.
In just 7 minutes. Growing into the game, tough shot, lead, no. Rebound Sides. K-State unlikely to finish near their average of 87 points where they've been so far this season, but getting some good minutes from their bench, and Sides buries a 3-pointer.
That shot right pure, got her feet under her that time a little bit better. She likes the shot fake and the step to the side.
And a foul on Maupin. Lee selling the contact from Maupin on the screen. First foul on Maupin, second team foul. The idea here by Coach Mitty to let his team, especially these second group, to really get some quality minutes. Think about a football game where you're in early non-conference and you're playing a team, you're getting a lot of reps for your third and fourth string. It's kind of the same idea here today. Tough shot goes in for Little Rock.
Well, and those game reps are so different than your reps in practice as well. When you're either going against each other or going against practice guys, it's just hard to replicate.
Getting a lot on film as well for those younger players to look at. Here's Maupin. They travel with it, got it out to Walker. 10 on the shot clock. Walker drives, fouled as she goes up for the shot. And she'll head to the free throw line.
What a great move just to split the defender. Zia Walker kind of pushed the ball out ahead of her to beat the defense so that they weren't able to reach in. Unable to finish, but again, strong move, and you like to see Walker getting opportunities of driving and going to the rim.
So Walker to the stripe. 10 points for Zia Walker, 12 points I should say for Zia Walker, 6 assists. 2 of 2 at the line, one more coming up. Jeff Mitty has talked at length about how Zia Walker, one of the hardest, if not the hardest worker on the team, is in the gym all the time. Makes both, and when one of your best players is that sort of gym rat sort of mentality, you think about the future and the group that's moving on after this year for K-State. The Glens and Bradley opting, it looks like, to at least come back, but Sundell, Jalen Glenn, Lee, that has been the core of the leadership, setting the benchmark of culture. Walker well positioned to lead it into the next iteration.
Well, and you're looking at it right now, right? This group of 5, you're seeing this next wave kind of here the majority of this second half.
Great point. Walker pulled up jumper, nothing but net.
Well, she's a kid. She played in all 34 games a year ago, averaged 20 minutes a game, so great experience. It's that redshirt freshman year.
It's a new career high for Walker, 16 points. Burke trying to get oversized to get a shot, could not. Sides gets another rebound. That's her 5th. 8 points, 5 boards, 4 assists for Sides.
I feel like we've seen a lot of lines from a number of different players. Multiple boards, assists, right? It just speaks to how they're sharing the basketball. It's the K-State team averaging 23 assists. They're tops in the league in rebounds. And you've got, when you're rebounding from all 5 positions, that locks down your defense.
Runner in the lane for Sides. That puts her in double digits. So Hannah Story about multiple players in double figures. 3 tonight for K-State. We've got Maupin with 8. That's Sides' first double figure game of the season, 4th of her career. Lester, another rebound. We're near the midway point of this 4th quarter. Trying to get Lester involved. Finds a crashing Maupin, and Maupin with her 10th double-figure game of her career.
Coach Minnie talks about getting the ball with timely movement to people when they need to get the ball. And again, great side to side. The ball didn't stick on the wing with Sanchez. Good find from Lester.
One of Lester's great attributes is her vision as a basketball player, her passing skills as a big. Trying to get Lester again down inside. Sides to Sanchez. Maupin left open, the shot clock down. Crowd wanted her to take it. Walker just trying to get loose a late shot clock shot. Could not get it. Rebound to Parker. And a foul on K-State. It'll be on just.
We'll figure she's got 10 tonight and 5 boards to go along with that. So you like the look of this second 5. Kind of the longer that they've played, the longer that the second half has gone on.
Maupin has done all of that in 12 minutes of action. Here's Lee trying to work her way inside. K-State, a good job by Lee, who had shot that shot most of the time, passes this time. It's an easy lay-in for Lester. A different Lester, a different Lee on these two teams, unrelated. Sanchez on the curl, couldn't hit the jumper. Imani Lester trying to save it. Does to Sanchez, and a reset out high to Walker. Career high 16 points for Ziana Walker. On a night where K-State just could not shoot it very well. Lobbed up to Lester, and she'll draw the contact on her way up. Now they're going to say no, a jump ball, and the arrow to Little Rock, no foul. I think everybody for K-State thought it was a foul, but it'll say instead a tie-up. Just a save by Lester a moment ago.
Well, K-State's been active, and it seems like they have a knack, and a good job by Sanchez there of following the play and staying with it and being an option, whether she meant to be one or not, or whether Lester knew what she was throwing the ball back into. But again, just it's those second chance opportunities, the hustle plays that keep adding to possessions that add up.
Maupin another rebound. Sundell has returned for K-State, along with Poindexter. So after an extended time with the second unit out on the court, K-State will bring back a few starters just to give them some relief. There's the high-low run perfectly to Lester.
Well, and that's such a difficult thing to guard when you've got Sundell running through that, with the pass running through Sundell at the high post, because she's a scoring option and a threat there as well.
A little bit of a different look with her in that spot. I mean, last year, K-State, she's out high initiating that play. Three-pointer in the corner from Payne.
Again, the versatility and kind of the length of players that you can put in multiple different positions.
Walker gets it back from Maupin. Trying to get Lester on the lob. Shot clock at 5. Walker will have to make something happen. Poindexter. Shot clock winding down. Shot won't go. Rebound Little Rock. Tough night for Tamira Poindexter, 2 of 11 shooting. There will be few nights where that happens for Poindexter, but one of the great things about this team, at least this year, is the versatility. They didn't really need Poindexter's points tonight, as others have stepped up. Walker, Maupin, Lee, a huge first half. And the Wildcats coasting here towards the end. Sundell called for the travel. Sides and Taylor return. Lester good minutes, Walker good minutes out of the game.
I mean, and that's what you want as you kind of think about depth in the post play and depth behind Lee. Like, you want to get Lester comfortable and acclimated. I mean, you kind of think about, she didn't play in that 22-23 season, missed the last 10 games a year ago. So not a lot of game time. You know, conditioning kind of can become a factor. And again, just adjusting the level of play. So good to see her get some good quality minutes and kind of get back into it and be a good option.
Be aggressive.
Yes.
Sides of the drive, didn't get the finish. Burke gets the loose ball. Didn't quite have the numbers, has to circle back around. Trailer 3 by Batista off the mark. Sundell the rebound.
Great box out.
1:40 to play in the game. Lob to Taylor, over 2, and a foul on the Trojans.
Taylor.
Go ahead on Taylor.
No, Taylor's another one that has been, I think in my mind, a pleasant surprise for the Wildcats. Coming in, kind of not really sure what she would bring to the table, but has been very active on both ends of the floor, active on the offensive glass. She hasn't really been able to get, you know, very many opportunities from the offensive glass perspective tonight, and finishes again. I mean, I think adjusting to having a couple defenders around her and rushing things a little bit as a good backup for Lee in the post play.
But such an impact. Another rebound from Maupin. Taylor tonight, 3 points, 4 boards, just 11 minutes. But again, not her night. That's all right. K-State, they're not as reliant on their stars needing to have huge nights as they were in the past. Steal by Payne as Side tried to run. One with Maupin. Burke way up high off the window, able to get it in. 6 for her. Poindexter pull up 3 in transition, can't hit the shot. The rebound to Little Rock. It's just about as a ho-hum 30-point win as you can get. Wildcats, I think, would self-admit that they did not play well, and that had tip of the cap to Little Rock because of the frenetic, chaotic pace they tried to set.
And they kind of, like, teams tend to, like, kind of come in and try to ugly it up, right? And, like, keep it as close as they can, but turnovers, frenetic pace.
Just not enough offense of weapons.
I mean, the defense of K-State tonight has been solid, and the board work also.
Little Rock will dribble this out and then try and get the final shot of the game, it would appear. Or maybe just dribble it out all the way. They'll just dribble it out and leave it as it is. 73-43 the final. Little Rock comes into Manhattan, falls.